In order to understand and appreciate the XPeak from Lectric, I need to talk about their history. 5 years ago, when these guys first became a company and only had a bike that looks like this, they pretty much went door to door trying to get rid of all their inventory. Would you like to buy my bike? Things are much different now. In the last 4 years, Lectric has sold over 400,000 bikes. This cutesy little guy is called the XP Lite and accounts for 50,000 of those sales. And this is the XP 3.0, their most popular bike, which has over 100,000 sales. And this is the XPeak, which launched in November and is Lectric's first 26-inch fat bike. So whoop-de-doo, congrats, you have now entered into one of the most competitive categories of bikes. When you think of an e-bike, this is what you picture. Now, even in a very crowded space, Lectric has still done very well. They've already sold 10,000 of these. So what is it that makes Lectric so popular? Why do people love their bikes? It's this question that keeps me up at night. Well, what I've noticed after riding over 200 bikes, there's one thing that Lectric consistently does, and that is finding the best quality parts for the most affordable price. And I'm gonna show you what I mean by diving more into the XPeak. For example, take the motor. It's a 750 watts, and most e-bikes designed like this, you know, the typical fat tire e-bike, they have that pulsating noise. This one, woo, it is quiet. It's even quiet when topping the bike out, which if you're pedaling tops out at 28 miles per hour, and when you're using just the throttle, tops out at 20. So they've designed their motor with some dampening that makes it 400% quieter than other bikes in the same class. One of the biggest reasons why I think people like these bikes is the power for hills. This has 85 Newton meters of torque and weighs 10 pounds less than other bikes in the same class. Most bikes are about 78 pounds. This one is 66, and it's easily making it up this hill. You have got more than enough power. That is awesome. And in each of their bikes, they put slime in the tires. And so if you ever come to an area like this, where there's just thorns everywhere, you don't have to worry about getting a flat. Rock and roll. Now, if you plan to take this off-road, you've got the best front fork suspension. Woo, for a bike in this class. You got preload on the left side and you can lock it out on the right. There's 80 millimeters of travel and that is just super smooth. Now towards the back is a little bit rough. They've tried to make it a little bit better by adding some seat post suspension. So just be choosy on the type of trails they take it on. I'd be careful taking this on a blue rated trail, but a green rated trail, stuff like this is just fine. Oh yeah. The only bad thing for off-road riding is that it is a cadence sensor and not a torque sensor. For me and for off-road riding, I just prefer a torque sensor, and that basically means the more pressure you put in the pedals, the more power you have. This one, as soon as you turn the pedals, you have full power, or you have as much power as your pedal assist level's on. And that just can be a little bit much at times, depending on, you know, how tricky the terrain is that you're on. But the good news is if you're on a paved trail like I am now, when you start to pedal, the power comes on pretty quick. It's less than a revolution before it hits. And when you stop pedaling, it cuts off right away. Now, speaking of pedal assist levels, you have 5 levels, and the range, of course, is going to change on which level you're on. So for pedal assist only, you can get from 20 to 55 miles. The other 2 reasons why I think people love these bikes is not because of the hydraulic brakes, which are very nice and smooth and powerful, as you just saw. It's the confidence that these guys give you from testing their product and backing it up with their awesome customer service. These guys test their frame, handlebars, stem assemblies, and suspension through what they call the ISO 421010 standard. I have no idea what that is, but it sounds legit. But then the customer service is one of the best out there. These guys are very well established. They're based here in the US. They have everything that you need to contact them, a phone number, email, a message site through their website, and they get back with you within 24 hours. So if you have a problem, you can get it fixed pretty quick. But the overall feature of why I think these bikes are so popular is the ride and feel. There's no noises, no vibration. It feels like you're riding a higher end bike. And then check out everything that's in the cockpit. There's ergonomic grips, which feel very nice. You have a higher end throttle. You have the same standard Shimano 7-speed shifter, but you have some higher end brake levers. Control pad is nice, just simplistic, power button plus minus. And then check out this cool headlight. It's super bright, just looks nice. I think it complements the bike well. I don't like how all these cords get in the way. You'll need to tie them underneath the reflector to hold them in place. Now there are a couple things that I didn't like, and that is the welding scars. Pretty heinous scars here by the head tube. And then in the front where you can mount a rack or a basket, they just went to town on the welding scars there. And then underneath the saddle, down here by the cranks. The fenders are plastic. These aren't the most nice looking. So just a couple things that I didn't like. A couple more that I did is I do like the rack. I like this rubber pad. It keeps the chain from dinging the paint. I got a nice derailleur. That's a tourney derailleur. The pedals just pop on. It's a quick release pedal and super light. This is something you'd find on more of a mountain bike. And I think the paint job's pretty cool. It has this tempered look, gray to black. And then the last thing is the tire rims. It's just a little thing that makes the bike stand out. Those are just a few reasons why I thought people like this bike. They've really done a nice job of finding the best parts for the best price. I've talked with the founders a couple times just on different events down in Phoenix that I've been invited to, and they're just like super genuine dudes. They get excited and amped when they find some product or some part of a bike that they can get for a better price than before. And their excitement and finding that translates to a better and more affordable bike for you and me. But don't take my word alone on just this bike. You gotta go check out the other two bikes that I reviewed, the XP Lite and the 3.0, and you will see just how good of a quality these guys have throughout all of their models. So go check them out, let me know what you think. As always, thanks for watching and take care.